Veteran offensive lineman Walker Parks. I'll go ahead with questions whenever y'all are ready.
What was it like to pick out there, play?
It felt great. It was a great opportunity. I got to go out there versus Troy for a couple plays. I got 9 snaps to test out the knee and see how it felt after I got rolled up in camp. So obviously not the outcome that we wanted, but try to play physical and try to play the best of my ability. So it's nice being back out on the field.
Can you refresh us, I guess, the first scrimmage of camp where you rolled your knee?
Yes, sir.
And then did you tweak it later on, or was it just a matter of getting back from there?
No, I honestly got lucky. It really wasn't too bad. I was getting some reps at center, and then so weird, my foot got stuck in the ground and got rolled over. So I think it was like a grade 2 PCL tear and then LCL sprain. And the only thing, that actually healed up pretty quick, and I felt fine after about a week or two. But my hamstring tendon was fired up a little bit, so trying to get that to calm down. But feels great now, so just needed some time, and thankfully it wasn't worse.
You've been through injuries so many times. I mean, what's kind of the thought when you have another one?
I can't lie. That one was a little scary. When I got hit, I felt my knee kind of pop a little bit, and then I tried to stand up, and it felt stiff. So immediately in my head, I was like ACL, and I was like, no way, man. I was like, first scrimmage of the year, 6th year. I was like, please don't be ACL or please don't be anything too bad. So got the MRI and got the good news. So I was thankful for that. But some stuff is harder than others. Like I had the shoulder last year. That wasn't too bad, just a little painful. But when I felt this one, I was a little worried. I can't lie. But like I said, it wasn't too bad. So extremely thankful.
Feel to be able to play a full game, have to play the full, obviously you had 9 snaps the week before.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were ready for that, or was that stretching, extending yourself a little bit?
No, I was fully ready. We have such an incredible training staff, and like I said, I felt good after a week or two, so I was back conditioning, running and doing everything. But the only thing was getting myself back in like football shape and getting back into the movements with my knee and everything. So going out, when I took the field versus Georgia Tech, I felt fine. Going out versus Troy, I felt good. Got a little stiff after the 9 plays, but it's also with the rain delay, it's hard to tell, like going out warming up and then coming back in and sitting for 30 minutes and then going back out. So, I mean, that could have played a factor in it, but fortunately I played this game. I felt great going out there, had a great week of practice last week, and then no pain after the game. So I'm fully healthy and ready.
What would you say is the confidence level of the offense right now, just with some of the struggles the first 3 games?
I'm going to be honest. My mindset hasn't changed at all, and this is still a confident offense. We haven't been executing at the level that we need to execute at, and we know that. It's not a secret. It's on film, and everyone's seen it. But I think everybody knows the talent of this offense, although it hasn't shown. It's the same guys from last year. Got a lot of guys back, and, I know it sounds ridiculous. We're close. We're right there, and it's the stuff that you see on film that if we need to improve, like the physicality up front, we have to take that to another level, and the perimeter blocking, execution of quarterback, just the offense as a whole. If we get moving on the right track, which we will, and we're going to, everything's right there in front of us, and it's not. We're not executing at a high level, but it's also hats off to Georgia Tech. That was a tough road game, and as sick as it makes me to say, losing a conference game, starting off the season like that, and as bad as I wanted to go, just hit my head on the side of the stadium after that game. Georgia Tech is a good team, and they've got a great head coach, so they've got a tough quarterback. He looked like he was banged up out there, and he was still running and playing hard and physical, so good team, and hats off to them, and we've got a lot of improvements to make, but we're just focused on having the best Tuesday practice we can have.
In the first 2 weeks of the season, does the offense kind of feel any pressure to kind of get things going this early into the season?
Yeah, this is something I told the guy. Just like I've been here before. I've been here in 2020. I've been here for a long time. I've been here since 2020, so I've seen some stuff in my time here. And where we're at right now, there's nothing that we still can't go do. The only difference is we're still climbing the same mountain, but the climb just got a lot steeper. So a lot less room for error. This is kind of similar to last season when we had a conference loss, and might need some things to shake out in the conference play throughout the season, might need another team to lose or something like that, but we're just going to focus on ourselves. And like I said, I'm not worried about down the season. I'm not worried about the pressure that we feel right now is no different than the pressure I felt the first game of executing at a high level, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. And I don't let an outcome change my mentality. So yeah, it's unfortunate we're starting off 1-2. This is not what I expected for this team, but it doesn't change the pressure that we put on ourselves each week in and out. So each week is a week of its own. And like I said, whether we were 1-2 or 3-0 right now, I'm still focused on Syracuse, and we have to go win this Saturday.
Everybody going into the season during camp talks about how great the leadership is. Every team does. Just curious, when you're in a situation like now, what does the leadership need to look like from your eyes as a veteran, somebody who's been around the block a few times?
Yeah. That's a good question. I would say the leadership now, needs to remain what it was. You know, it's easy to lead. Like I said, if we're 3-0 right now, it's easy to get up there and get in front of the guys and give the rah-rah speech and get everybody into it. But when you're 1-2 and, you know, you're not where you expect it to be, this is where leadership needs to be at its best. And this is where guys need to step up and get in front of the team and set the standard. And, you know, that's something we talked about after the game. It's like, this is not going to carry into another week. You know, the outcome isn't going to carry into another week. And we have to get back on track. It's about executing the plan to win, the details, and the things that we focus on every single week. So the leadership is critical right now. We've got a lot of veteran guys that are good leaders, so that's going to help a lot. You know, it's going to play a big role in it, but needs to be good, needs to be strong this week.
Don't mean to make excuses or anything, but you know, you were out for a couple weeks. You had a couple other guys get injured on the offensive line. How much does that hurt the continuity for you guys when you're trying to just, you know, especially when you're playing teams like LSU and Georgia Tech?
Yes, sir. You know what? The guys who stepped up are more than ready to play physically and mentally. So, I mean, I don't think it hurt the continuity of anything. Now, yes, it would be ideal to have all the starters and the guys that have been here, you know. We've had to shuffle a little bit. I know Tristan's been out. I know I've been out a little bit. We were down Thurman this last week, but unfortunately that's part of the game and that's part of the position that we play. So if you go back and look over the years from week to week, there's always a guy down here or there, always shuffling. Like, you know, you get me back and you lose Tristan, and, you know, it just goes back and forth. So do I think it's hurt the continuity? No. You know, you could say that it could be an excuse or something that people want to talk about. You know, it could play a factor, but I think the mindset of the offensive line is the next guy up. Like, that's always what it is. There's always the way that we work and that we train. There is no guaranteed starter spot. We've got 7 the guys that all play are all starters and ready to go. So like we talk about, like, I might roll my knee and I'm out. Tristan might roll his ankle, he's out. So I mean, all guys have to be ready to play, and all guys are ready to play. So we've got a good mentality, we've got good physicality. So, you know, it is what it is, and guys got to be ready.
Any other questions for Walker?
How close do you guys feel like you are? Like, how small are the kind of margins, the things you need to improve between kind of where you are now to the offense you want to be?
You know, the stuff that we need to improve on is just the basic stuff, the day one stuff and the insults, you know, just putting a hat on a hat, being physical and playing the game the right way. And so I don't think we need to overcomplicate the issues that we have on offense. I think every guy just needs to do their job. And if we have 11 guys doing their job, then we'll execute at the level that we need to execute at.
On a couple of late runs in Atlanta, with Adam Randall inside the 10, it looks like you guys had some good assignment blocking. How can you guys take that forward into this week?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it starts with being on the right guy and good ideas. And Ryan Lithcom has done a great job over his career doing that. And, you know, everyone's on the same page. And now what it means is once you get on the right page and everyone's on the right assignment, it's finishing your block. It's having good hands, good feet, putting your hat where it's supposed to be, and running your feet and finishing the block so they can't come off and make a tackle.
As the old guy in the room, and I'm sure sometimes you feel that way around the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you know, provide some perspective and some experience as you kind of go through this stretch for those kids?
Yeah, definitely. And that's something I've talked about the guys, something I'm going to reiterate this week is I feel no pressure, like, honestly. And that's what you go into each season and it's like, all right, we've got some guys now that are 18 years old coming in as freshmen, and they were in like 7th grade my freshman year here. And so, like, I've seen a lot of stuff where I've got a lot of experience that I can help them with. And like I said, in 2021, we're kind of, this is my first year starting. We start out the season 4-3. That's tough. That's a lot of pressure. Losing the guys that we lost to the draft and the guys that played here and represent Clemson. You know, I've been through 21, I've been through 23, and losses are a part of football. Like I said, if everything was perfect and we went and executed at a great level, we'd be undefeated every single season and win the national championship. It's a hard thing to do, and, you know, I've been a part of rough starts, but it's about how you finish. It's not how about you start. So, like I said, it'd be a lot different story if we had 2 losses at the end of the season versus the beginning of the season. So, just go in there, and the best thing that I can do is just set the standard and set the tempo for the guys, and that's shown up today with a physical mindset and good energy that's going to spread to the other guys.
Anybody else for Walker? All right, Walker. Appreciate you.
All right,
man. Thank you.
appreciate you all.